1976 Tesla Model Y. I purchased this car for my wife in hopes that the self-driving mode, once she learns how to use it, would get her to the hospital or doctor in the event she was not able to drive at the time. I went on a test drive about 3 weeks ago, and before then was not very impressed with the term Tesla. Since the test drive, which very much impressed me, I've done a good bit of studying as well as listening to a good friend of mine, and finally made the decision to pull the trigger on buying one, primarily because the interest rate was during a promotion of 0.99%, which is really hard to beat. I think that resulted in about an $8,000 savings over the life of the loan. The Model Y, Tesla in general, is really intimidating for us old people who are not techno savvy. It takes a lot of getting used to. I've driven this car about 3 times now, not very far. I'm very impressed with the FSD, the self-driving mode. Today I'm in a lot of rain in Opelika, Alabama.
Turn right onto Birmingham Highway.
And I am headed to my buddy's house so that he can show this car to his mom. I left home about 6 miles ago, and I have not touched the steering wheel or the brake since I pressed the start drive button. It backed out of my driveway with absolutely no problem, and I have a blind driveway, and it is taking me the shortest route, which will be on Highway 14. And because of the heavy rain, I changed the driving mode from hurry to sloth. And as you can see, we're in a 45 mile an hour zone, and it's doing 39 miles per hour. And it has a little notation here that says FSD supervised, may be degraded, poor weather detected. This car has a unbelievable number of bells and whistles. If you think your Cadillac or Lincoln Continental has a lot of bells and whistles, or even your Toyota or your luxury vehicles, this thing is unbelievable when it comes to bells and whistles. Elon Musk must not sleep at night, staying up and dreaming the stuff that he dreams up. Now, I'm not paying any attention to what's going or coming. I'm on Highway 280 pulling out into traffic, and this car's doing all of it. I'm doing absolutely nothing. As you can see, my feet are not on the brake. My hands are not on the wheel. And it is raining pretty significantly and probably going to get worse. We will turn onto Shelton Mill Road up here, or the car may choose to go on up. I don't know which way it's going to go to Notasulga, Alabama, which I'm headed about 3 to 4 miles past Notasulga. But it's a really interesting car. It's a really neat car, and I think she's going to enjoy it. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that I don't have one. People are driving by looking at me, not paying any attention, and they can clearly tell I don't have my hands on the wheel. And they're looking at me kind of like I'm crazy. Now, this thing is in the right-hand lane, and normally I get in the left-hand lane. So apparently it's going to take a little bit of a shortcut that I don't normally take. I usually go Shelton Mill Road over to Shug Jordan Boulevard, and then over to Highway 14 to go to Notasulga, or as we say in Alabama, Not-So-Ulga. I don't remember the name of this road up here. It's where Donahue and College and all of those streets that run through Auburn dead end into. But this is quite a cool little vehicle. I don't know what the battery life is on this thing. I do know that it's very low maintenance. I've seen a couple of videos where the recommended maintenance is to make sure your windshield washer fluid is topped off, and that's it. It's a lot to learn about battery mirroring and developing battery memories and degradation of your battery life due to not doing things properly. For example, like charging only to 80%, then you can help your power bill by charging during certain hours, during low peak hours from the power company. Now, this car is still not in the proper lane to take me. It's making a move here. You can see this car was pretty close to me in the back. It drives like I do, so maybe it just mimics the owner. So it's taking the, can't remember the name of this road over here. It goes by the Auburn Fisheries. It is really significantly tough weather out here today. I've never liked electric cars. I've never liked the idea of electric cars. As a friend of mine wrote to me recently, the idea of an electric car is just not manly enough. But I have significantly changed in my opinion. Now, I can easily say this: if self-driving cars of this quality were available, when I say quality, I mean software quality, were available in gasoline or diesel powered, then I would revert back to that and not think about it. The knowledge required to run this vehicle, because of all of the dynamics of it, takes a while to get used to, but it's apparently
1,000 feet,
like an
enter the
iPhone
roundabout and take the second exit.
transition from the other types of phones, especially a BlackBerry. It's just a matter of getting used to it, and time fixes it. And if I drove this car daily, it wouldn't be a problem. Now
Enter the roundabout and take the
I'm
second
coming up
exit.
to the roundabout at 147 here, and this car always just handles roundabouts with no problem. It's just amazing. I still have not touched the steering wheel or touched the brake. If I do either, it will drop its self-driving mode and timeout, so that it's acknowledging that I have taken control. So again, I'm in sloth mode, and we're doing 37 miles an hour. We're up to 42 now, so 45. So I'm gonna go to chill, then standard. I'm gonna go back to standard mode now that the rain has subsided somewhat. Here's one of the Auburn fishery camps. I always see people out there working diligently. Auburn is such a huge school. I was told one time that Auburn University, because of its numerous state locations, has more employees than it does students. I don't know if that's true. They have a significant amount of cultivation and research property near where I work. The swine facility is located there, as well as the E.V. Smith beef cattle research. And then they also have huge pecan orchards with various varieties of pecans. So we're coming up on the northwest side of Auburn. This is the new firehouse for this area, and there's also a new elementary school that's opened either, I think, a year to 18, maybe 18 months ago. Really nice looking school. There's a lot of new construction out in this area. A lot of 5 and 10 acre home sites are being developed. This red light that we're coming to is the top end of Donahue
In 1,000
Drive,
feet, bear left onto Mrs. James Road.
which most Auburn fans are certainly familiar with. And this car hopefully will turn left right up here, but it doesn't appear to be taking any notification. Nope, I hear the blinker come on, and it is turning left. Oops. This thing drives like I do. Now we're turning on Mrs. James Road, which is a shortcut back to this road that we're turning off. And this will come out at the CSX crossing in Lochapoka, Alabama. Lochapoka, famous for its, I think, October syrup sopping festival. On both sides of me here, there's a lot of new home construction. And then further down are some 5 and 10 acre areas. A couple of really nice horse ranches. We've needed some rain. It's been really hot here the last few days. I went to Atlanta yesterday, and it was 98 degrees in Conyers, Georgia. Here's a new subdivision here on the left, and it's got some unusual structures. It's going to be a different subdivision. I'm sure this area has got some great rattlesnake hunting. You know, everybody has their own gig in life, and mine has. My favorite hobby of all time has been rattlesnake hunting. Although I've quit, I've gotten too old. My reaction time just doesn't allow for it. I'll wind up dying. But there is some great woods out here for big timber rattlers. I always wanted to go to South Florida and look for the eastern diamondback, but never have had the opportunity. I gave all of my snake hunting equipment to a friend of mine in Mississippi. I hope he uses it well. Some of it was unused. I was going home day before yesterday, and a large rat snake was laying in the middle of the road sunning. So I took time
bear left to stay on Mrs. James Road.
to shoo him off the road because somebody will run over him. When you see snakes and turtles on the road during the summer, they're turtles are just slow. They're not necessarily absorbing heat, but snakes are. They're going through a thermo procedure. Here's a really neat subdivision here with 5 acre lots called Quail or something. I missed it. At any rate, stop and take time to help a turtle, or if you don't mind shooing a snake, and get them off the road because somebody will run over them. A lot of deer on this road. A lot of deer in my area, period. nice horse farm here to the right. Mrs. James Road is going to come to an end up here, and then we're going to come back into a county road that comes off of 74. And that'll take
Now
us
bear left
to
to stay on Mrs. James Road.
a creek up here that's got an unbelievable summer swimming hole on both sides of the road. Now, this road that we're coming to is really hard for a person
In 1,000
With-
feet,
to
bear left
view
onto Lee
properly
Road
without
188.
cutting your car to the right so that you can look back up the hill. And if you'll look right here on this drive map, you will see what I mean. See the road going way back to the right at a real sharp, looks like about a 30 to 35 degree angle. So this car, because it has all these cameras on it, it doesn't have to bend its neck and hurt itself. And
Now bear left onto Lee Road 188.
I have finally become a little bit confident enough that I trust it, and I don't look back to see if it knows what it's doing. So if it doesn't, I'm sure Elon Musk will get a letter from my wife. I'm not a YouTuber, so I don't do very well at YouTubing, creating YouTubes. I have a really good friend that's a YouTube creation expert. So please don't think my video is on an amateurish level. It's on a 0 level. It didn't make it up to amateur yet. Beautiful homes out in this area. Since I have left home, I've not turned on anything on this car, including any lights or windshield wipers or anything. It's all automated. I've also purposely not turned on the sound system, which is off the chart. This is that swimming hole I was telling you about. It is really neat. Now, I just got a little beep and a notice for me to please pay attention to the road. The reason I got that notice was because I looked to the right to see what you were seeing, and it didn't like that. It wants me to pay attention. Sooner or later, full service, full self-driving will be available in Alabama, and when it does occur, it'll be different, that's for certain. Might actually save lives. It would be hard to get a ticket in this vehicle because it drives the speed limit and it does the safe and proper thing because it's programmed to do that. And people who drive wild or drive crazy should consider a full self-driving vehicle.
In 1 mile, bear right to stay on Lee Road 188.
Someone asked me the other day, well, can I drive drunk? And the answer is no. You still have to be attentive to take over in the event of an emergency. We all know how crazy software is. You've gone into Target and it's charged you either too much or too little. Wouldn't take your credit card when you know everything's valid. It's just a computer. It's just software and it's just data. And the unusual thing about it is it's put together by human beings who mess it up. I should know. We are coming up to Lochapoka. The Lochapoka Water Authority will be on our left and a cemetery will be on the right. And this car should turn right at the cemetery through a cut through over to the junction of Highway 14 and get this CSX transportation line also runs there. That's originally the Atlanta and West Point route.
Now bear right to stay on Lee Road 188.
Excuse me, and it is turning right. Drives like I do. Unusually, the Atlanta and West Point route did not start in Atlanta. The original line started in Montgomery when there were no railroads in Montgomery, which I've never read, but I assume that they came in by boat. That'd be interesting to look up. And slowly built to Opelika, and then finally West Point, and then finally West Point to
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto
Atlanta.
Alabama Highway 14 West.
The crossing at Millstead was a railroad that I don't remember the name of, but it ran from Eclectic, Alabama to
Now turn right
Union
onto Alabama
Springs,
Highway
where it
14
met the
West.
Seaboard Airline Railroad. And the significance of the Eclectic connection was that was the railroad that was used to haul in numerous transformers and dam building equipment for Lake Martin back in the day. Of course, those lines no longer exist, and they are just old road beds that nobody's turned into rails to trails on any portion that I know of. This is a 55-mile-an-hour speed limit. We're in standard mode. It's driving 50, probably due to the weather. Finally made it up to 51. It may get on up there. We'll see. The absence of a dashboard takes a lot of getting used to. Notice it's at 60 miles an hour in a 55-mile-an-hour zone. So if I put it in sloth mode, it would probably go down to 54 immediately. The modes are, as you can see here, they are sloth, chill, standard, hurry, and Mad Max. I've not tried Mad Max yet. One day, when I'm on the interstate, I probably will. So this car started with 80% this afternoon when I left home, and it's showing me on here that I will arrive at my address that I'm headed to with 73% of my battery remaining, so I'm going to use 7% to get there. And then the round trip estimate will be 64% when I get finished. So that means I will have used 16% to make a round trip from Opelika, Alabama to about 3 to 4 miles the other side of Notasulga. They just recently repaved Highway 14 and restriped it, and it's such a pleasure to drive. It had gotten a little bit knotty.
In 1 mile, turn right onto Tallapoosa Street.
I do not have a 240 volt NEMA outlet yet. I have an electrician coming next week to take a look at a placement. So right now I'm charging on 120 volts, which seems to do fine, no more than my wife drives. She hasn't driven in 2 months. There goes "please pay attention to the road" message again, because I was looking off somewhere. So we're coming into Notasulga, Alabama, and we're going to be continuing our journey on Highway 14, which is an Alabama road that runs from the west border of Alabama to Opelika.
Now turn right onto Tallapoosa Street.
Windshield wipers are still going because it's detecting a slight rain. This is a 45 mile per hour zone, and it's currently driving 41. Appears to be going up speed. No, I'm sorry, it's a 40 mile per hour speed limit, but that should go up in just a second. So it's driving right at the speed. If you're typically get speeding tickets and not stopping at stop signs and doing all of the dumb things that us drivers do, you might want to take a look at one of these, because I think it keeps you within a margin, helps you with your driving. Well, I'm almost to my destination, and I'm almost at the 30-minute mark. I've enjoyed having you ride along with me on this little third drive of mine. Hopefully I'll get better at understanding this vehicle and knowing what all it will do. Thanks for your time. Have a great Sunday.